Shalom. First and foremost, we want to say all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth in righteousness and sincerity, and glory to the fallen soldiers of Israel that died serving the Heavenly Father. We want to come out here and bring out the destruction of America and how these are the last days. And the Heavenly Father, He's going to raise up Israelites from all over the world, man. Not just America. A lot of you Israelites, man, you're so small-minded that you only think that the Israelites are going to look like Wesley Snipes or some shit. Like all the Israelites, all the elect gonna look like Wesley Snipes. Like you can't have an Israelite foreigner speaking Chinese or Vietnamese or Korean. Give me Jeremiah 12:12. Right, you're gonna have Israelites coming in looking like damn gooks. You're gonna have Israelites coming in looking like Edomites. You're gonna have Israelites, excuse me, coming in this thing looking like straight Africans. Right? Israel ain't only in America, man. The majority of Israel's in America, but you got Israel scattered across the world, man. James 1:1 says that the 12 tribes are scattered abroad. Do me a favor, give me that, and then give me James 1:1.
Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 12. The spoilers are come upon all high places through the wilderness.
So that wasn't what I wanted. Never mind, just get James 1:1. Right, so if the 12 tribes was just in America, then why did James say that the 12 tribes are scattered? Because there's a diaspora of Israelites all over the world, man. You got to remember, during certain time periods in history, the Israelites fled different places, man. And also then you got various wars that America had and put so-called black soldiers over there who slept with the local women and left their seed over there, man. So you got so-called black people in Vietnam right now, probably look like straight up gooks. You got so-called black people in Korea, all the way from that war from 1950 to 1953.
If you, I may say, cause I just found out that Hyundai is made in Korea. I thought it was Japanese.
Yeah.
Like those people that are like the major inventors or the manufacturers, or people that come with those designs, those could be Jakes too.
Yeah.
Cause since we just saw the Earth.
Yeah, man. And there's oppressed so-called black people everywhere in this world, man. There's oppressed so-called black people everywhere. Hell, if you go to India, they got a caste system. I forgot how it works, like who get the white dot, who get the red dot, but the darker skinned people are getting shitted on over there, man. The darker skinned people are getting the worstest of the treatment in India. Read on.
James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of Yahweh and the Lord Yahushua, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
So this is in the book of James, in the New Testament, post, around the Yahushua time. So at that time, the 12 tribes was scattered abroad. And then when you look at the history of it, you got the Israelite kingdom, during the time of King David and King Solomon. You had Tyre and Sidon. You already had Tyre and Sidon, but the Israelites in Tyre and Sidon a few hundred years later, the Carthaginians. So you had the so-called so-called black rulerships, the black rulerships in Europe, the Ostrogoths, the Visigoths, the Franks, the Irish, all of those, their ancestry was so-called black. Now, when the white man came into power, he killed a lot of them, but there's still some of the seed left in Europe, man. Matter of fact, a lot of these Russians that you look at today, man, a lot of these Russians today, you can't tell the difference between a so-called Russian and a so-called Puerto Rican. A lot of Russians actually look like Puerto Ricans. Why is that? Because when you do the history, Russia hasn't, so-called white people haven't ruled Russia for probably not even more than 100 years. When was the Bolshevik Revolution, like 1917? Yeah. So this makes probably about 100 years since Russia was ruled by so-called white people. Nicholas II was a so-called black man. The original czars of Russia were so-called black men. All right? And fuck what you see in the movies. When you actually see Russian people, a lot of them have a little, darker skin. A lot of them have black hair. A lot of them have more so-called, they really actually look like so-called Hispanics. And also, Russian icons, if you Google the terminology, Russian icons, Russia was where they preserved most of the original artwork of Europe. So you're gonna go to, you can look at Russian art, and it still has Jesus Christ as a dark-skinned man. It has Saint Patrick as a dark-skinned man. Saint Nicholas is a black man. In Russia, you can see these images, man. Saint George the Dragon Slayer. Originally so-called black men, whitewashed by the rest of Europe when the white man took over during the Renaissance. Russia still has them as black. Read on. Oh, that's it on there, right?
James 1:1?
Yeah.
Yeah. You still want the Psalms?
Yeah. Give me Psalms, Bob. One shot.
Psalm chapter 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept, then we remembered Zion.
So if you look at the power structure during the time, first off, this King David is prophesying here about the Babylonian captivity. Now, King David was alive roughly, his rulership was roughly from 1010 BC to about 970 BC, right? Babylon didn't come into power until about 586 BC. So he's prophesying almost like 400 to 500 years before this happened. Read on.
We hang our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they carry us away captive, required of us a song.
So these are people that they hung they harps up, man. They wasn't trying to make music. But the Babylonians was like, you're gonna take this oppression and like it. And that was the spirit that they had towards the Israelites, man, at this time. They was oppressing us, and they wanted us to like the damn oppression. Pretty much like so-called black people do now. Because if you are a rapper and you making songs where you happy about selling drugs, then you're actually happy with oppression. If you're a female R&B singer and you're making songs about sleeping with this one and that one, and you're not happy in your relationship, in your abusive relationship, then you actually love oppression. That's how our people are, man. Oh, I don't have no feelings. You know what I'm saying? That K. Michelle type shit, man. I don't have no feelings no more. You know, that's sad, man. That the people have been so conditioned to embrace misery like that, to where they're happy about it, man. You're happy about being oppressed. This is music in 2017. You're happy about being oppressed, man. You think you don't have a way out of it. And what we're here to tell you, so-called black, Hispanics, and Native American people, is that you do have a way out of it. You do have a way out of the oppression, man. You do have a way out of the clutches of the so-called white man. But it's gonna take a change in your lifestyle, in your beliefs, and it's gonna take a lot of patience, man. You gotta change your lifestyle and the way you live and the way you see life, and you gotta have patience, man. You gotta have a lot of patience.
No, funny. No, keep going. I got some on patience.
Come.
James chapter 1, the same chapter, verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
And the trying of your faith work patience, man. A lot of times, man, we don't really, a lot of the shit that happen in life and things that we see, it messes with our faith, man. You constantly have somebody trying to disprove the Bible. You got all them damn Egyptologists that got all types of archaeology and DNA, so-called evidence that's really false. And it messes with if you're not that strong in the faith, if you're not locked and sealed in the faith, then you're gonna fall for it, right? So what we out here doing, man, we out here trying, basically destroying the lies of this society that you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans have been taught. You've been taught that the white man's more smarter than you, man. You've been taught that the white man's better than you. And that's a damn lie, man. When you read history, you got a great and brilliant ancestry, man. Why can't you get back to that? Is because we got a lot of evil among our people, man. We got to get rid of the evil of our people. All right? Or the Lord is going to punish us like he did in the book of Psalms that we're reading right now.
Since you had mentioned about the so-called black icons, dark skin icons, there's an example right there to let you know, this ain't a black thing. It's not a Black Lives Matter. It's not a skin color thing. It's a truth thing. And the thing about the original children of God, okay, painted in the scriptures, they were of dark skin complexion, from a light brown to a dark skin brown. And that goes wherever you go. Like the brother was speaking about as far as the Russian icons or the Russian artwork of the angels, the disciples, the apostles, okay, even the Lord himself, they were dark skin images. And that's the thing you gotta understand. It's not about skin color, it's about truth. And regardless of if you consider yourself Asian, or if you consider yourself East Indian, or if you consider yourself Arab, if you really do believe in the scriptures, if you really do believe on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you're gonna recognize that whether you look like another nation or not, because more than likely your spirit is of these tribes. You see, even if you flip it over, walk the shop, please. That's the original image of King James. And he wasn't a homosexual. He was a dark-skinned man, okay? And he wasn't just writing that for so-called dark-skinned people, or he wasn't having the Bible translated for just dark-skinned people. He was having it translated as the word of God to the Lord's chosen people. Ultimately, it's not just a great literature or a great piece of work, it's the words of God. And whether you in America, or in Europe, or in Asia, or in Africa, you're gonna recognize that as the truth. The truth meaning the gospel, the good news.
That's right. What, you know.
Knowing, this is one last. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
And straight up and down, man, a lot of you black Hispanics and Native Americans, you wanna talk about how you want Yahushua to come now. You really don't want Yahushua to come now. You got a lot of growing up to do before Yahushua come back, Israel.
That's right.
A lot of Israelites, man, and listen, me, myself too. We gotta grow up. We gotta learn. See, the Heavenly Father's preparing us to be the kings of the world, man. The kings of the world. That's a great responsibility, man.
That's right, bro. That's right.
Because you know what? A lot of you Israelites today, if the Lord came back right now, there will be Israelite wars, man. There will be camp wars in the kingdom of heaven. We can't have that, man. There ain't gonna be no camp wars in the kingdom of heaven. We gotta get in order now, man.
Right.
We gotta get this shit straight now. We gotta fix our problems now, man.
Can I say something real quick? Let me quit your spirit. That's beautiful, because I was thinking about that. Y'all ain't ready, man. Here it is. You got people saying the 12 tribes are black. When you can clearly see the black Latinos, Native Americans are part of the tribes too. There's more archaeology that proved that the Mexicans, North American, Native American Indians of the tribes, Glenn Beck brought that out. Now here it is, we gotta break our neck to prove that Latinos and Native Americans are the tribes. And then you can't even get that. Then going into the Israelite foreigner thing, you're gonna have Israelites look like other nations speaking a different tongue. You can't get that. So you're not really ready for the king, like the brother said. A lot of you are immature, you don't know what the hell's going on. You got IUIC, ICGC, whatever the fuck, ISUBK. No, it's I. It's all about I, it's all about you. But you ain't pronouncing the name of Yahushua. The one and true and only living power, Yahushua. He's coming back for our people. You ain't pushing that out. Damn sure the Israelite foreigner thing. And that's heavy, because that Israelite foreigner thing, it puts that fucking line. Who the sellouts are and who's not the elect.
That's the spirit. What? These brothers is from where?
Where they from? That's the spirit. Where they from? Point at them, brother. Ghana. The brother behind the camera. Where you from, brother? You from Ghana. The brothers are from Ghana, right, brother? Where y'all from?
Yeah, Ghana.
Ghana. Well, you know what ISUPK will tell you, brothers? Y'all Hamites. If you tell them you from Ghana, they'll tell you, oh, you Hamites. So ISUPK, yeah, them guys. We'll be here for another 200-300 years. ISUPK saying that these brothers will be Hamites. So what the fuck, man? That's how you know, like, who got the truth. And it's like for the thing, it gotta be pushed on heavy, man. And a lot of you guys that can't get it, you got assholes out there, real quick, that will look, all right, we put, let's say Eminem. That's controversial. Oh, you're saying Eminem's that's like, listen, man, motherfucker. We're doing that through the spirit so you can get a picture in your head. There's gonna be Israelites looking like other nations. But you got guys, oh, you saying, Bruce Lee's not, is an Israelite? Oh, you going off, Bob. That's not the point. The point is not Bruce Lee himself. The point is you're gonna have Israelites that look like other nations that are gonna be part of the elect that are gonna come in. A lot of you guys ain't spiritual. This whole thing's about spirituality, bro. A lot of you ain't spiritual. You're of the flesh. You like Esau. You know, a bunch of Edomites, man.